Hi, I'm Pris and this is Pris Builds, and today I'm reviewing the Creator Bookshop. It retailed for $180 about in the US, 2,504 pieces. That brings us to 7 cents a brick. I like 7 cents a brick. It's a pretty good price per brick. So let's talk about the minifigs. There is a lady and a dude. And I do like him and his suspenders. And there is I don't know, a mom or a grandma, it's hard to tell. And a little kid, and a dad or granddad. There isn't a whole lot to really talk about these. I do like the little kid's scarf in green. This was like the first time I think I got this piece in green. And I do like the lady in the purple sweater. She's got a cardigan. I rock a cardigan. I'm feeling that. I do like her hair. I do like his little flower. I love this element. I kind of wish they had been able to find a way to incorporate this into the cherry blossom tree bonsai. If you haven't had a chance to check that out. It has a little printed book, which is cute. Moby brick. I did think that for being a bookshop, this was like the only one of these it contained. And I even think that when this came out originally, that other Lego YouTubers and whatnot, I think it was on quite a number of things I read that they were also disappointed with that. So this is what it is. That's what they gave us. We're moving on. But speaking of printed bricks, everything's a printed brick, no stickers. So if you know anything about my channel, that's something I have some super strong feelings about, are stickers versus printed bricks. So this set, I love the exterior of this set. I am a big fan. I love the white birch tree that they have. The little place is called Birch Book, so it all kind of ties together there. Has a little, which I'm going to assume is like a little sale book stand outside. Then this blue house I just think is so striking. The colors that they chose were just beautiful. And then they play off of each other. And I'm a big fan of these turquoise bricks, so it really didn't take much to probably make me happy with that, but regardless. I love the detailing they have on the stairs here with this like wrought iron look that they did. The little fence around the tree, it really does feel very downtown. I'm a big fan of this tree. I like the little bluebird happiness. I like the colors that they chose. Really, they did a great job with this exterior color palette. There's like a little kid, he's lost his airplane in the tree. I lived in Philadelphia for a while, and it kind of reminds me of some of the houses and streets that I would see there. I love the shingle work that they did. I love all this facade. I even love the little details they did on the stonework at the bottom. But this just looks so striking from the outside. So at the back, there is two little balconies, which is nice. Out here having a cup of joe. Pumpkin patch. There's a little sub door. So let's talk about the issue with this set, which is the interior. And I've mentioned this in at least one video, where sometimes with these modular builds, as nice as they are, they can get a little weird on the inside. Like they are not designed like a real house or even like a dollhouse. Like they're missing rooms. It's all kind of all over the place. So we're going to take them apart and look at each one individually. So let's talk about birch books. So the inside of the bookstore, there's a cash register, which is nice detailing. It has 2 bookcases, like one along the back wall and the one side one. It has this really nice spiral staircase. And I do think that that was a nice build. I actually enjoyed building that build. I don't know why. It was just kind of one of those things. It has a little tiny mini bookcase leading up on this landing here. All which is great. On the second floor, and this is where things I think for me started to kind of fall apart, where I was like, okay, I'm not really sure if I really get the story you're telling. There is a continuation of the staircase. Okay. And then there's like a little sitting area, which I thought kind of made sense for like a bookstore type situation with a little reading lamp and a cup of something and a grandfather clock. And I thought that was a lot. I felt that they probably should have just had another bookcase. It felt a little weird to randomly throw in a grandfather clock. I don't feel that's something you generally see in like these types of downtown bookstores, but maybe that's just my shopping experience. I do think the grandfather clock build is a very nice build, and I like the colors that he chose in here. Like they use this little bright green rug accent in the center. And then we have our upper floor. And this is where I'm like, okay, I'm really not sure what they're going for at this point. So there's a bed, and it's a very pretty bed build, actually, I would say. Again, in that really beautiful blue color. It has like this black headboard that I thought was really nice looking. There's a little chameleon in an aquarium. So he's hanging out. So I think this is all a very sweet build. And I want it to make sense. So this is how I justified it in my mind. I worked retail for a number of years. So obviously, they're working some crazy Christmas hours. They have to have a bed upstairs to go take a quick crash nap because they're working all those extended hours. And they have a pet. The people in the bookstore share a pet, which we did at one of the stores I worked at. We had a pet fish. It was a betta. I think we kept it alive for a while. I think someone actually ended up taking it home after it had been there a while. Like it was only in the store for, anyway, I'm way off topic there. But regardless, I thought it could have made some logic, but I felt like I was really pushing it to have this make any type of sense. I think it probably would have made a lot more sense to have continuation of either more books or a little cafe where they could be going and getting coffee, or even like a restroom or something that kind of tied in better. Well, I think the bed and the little chameleon are very sweet. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense. All right. Now let's talk about the blue house. So again, the blue house is again one of those things where it's just a very odd modular. So they did include something a little different. They have like a little sub-basement, I guess I would call it, or crawl space. And that's where you store your ladder. And there's a little mouse trap with some cheese. I thought that was a fun detail, actually. They just have a random pair of scissors, which, why would you have a random pair of scissors in a crawl space? I have a lot of questions about what's going on with those scissors in this crawl space, along with this bag. It feels awfully questionable what's happening down here. So then you have the first real floor of the house, and I think the building here is very lovely. I love the little couch by the bay window. I love the little breakfast nook. I'm a fan of a breakfast nook. It has a very cute little fireplace build, and then it has like a little china cabinet maybe? Not really sure exactly. Little coat rack at the beginning, and there's a little plant. And then there's a little door that links down to that sub-basement, so you can crawl down here if you were so inclined. I think that all that was quite lovely. And then it has a little upstairs bedroom. Again, I like this bed. It's also a slightly larger bed build. So, you know, the couple, they're sharing a bed. You know, they don't have to have each of their own. I like the little nightstand. I like the little green lampshade. I thought that was a nice touch. And there's a printed, like, a couple of printed bricks for like pictures inside here as well. I love the little outdoor with this little slanted window. I thought that was a really cool touch. So my issue is with this set is that it just doesn't quite make sense with that. This is supposed to be a house, but there's no actual kitchen. There's like a little breakfast nook, but there's no stove, no refrigerator, no nothing to actually do any cooking. There's no bathroom in either building. I felt like if this is supposed to be a home, it should have some of those things. I kind of think that maybe they should have just made it, instead of like trying to always make everything into an apartment, which I feel they kind of cram those in a lot of these modulars, they should just let it be a thing. Like just have this be a bookstore. Just have it be a bookstore. It's fine. They did that with the Palace Theater, which is an older set. You know, they didn't cram additional like random housing into it. It was just a theater. And I kind of think that maybe this would have benefited from that. This blue house, I wish they had made it maybe 3 stories and had like a little mini kitchen or bathroom or something to kind of pull it more together. It's just very minimalistic on the inside. So while I will say that as far as the inside of the sets go, while I do think the builds they included, the little clock and some of the bookcases and the beds, some of them were very lovely and very charming. They're not necessarily anything I'd be like, oh, I'm going to write home about this. You know, they're just nice. You know, they're cool. You know, I definitely feel that this set is really an exterior set. So I always kind of like to think about like, you know, who I would get this set for other than myself. And it would really depend on like people and if they're collecting for just exterior value. I feel like it does have that going for it. So one thing I definitely do think, however, is that these sets look lovely next to the Parisian. So if you have this other modular, I feel that these really work well together. And so for me, when I had this one, I didn't have a lot of things I felt looked really nice next to it. I feel that these builds, because of their high decorative exteriors, look make a quite stunning little street. I think they could have done a slightly better job with the interior. I think that's my biggest gripe with the Bookshop overall. I don't regret buying it. Again, I think it looks lovely together as part of the creator set. But I think that that would be what I would take in mind if I was going to be shopping for someone else. Anyway, I'm Chris. I built this.